Use your superpower to your advantage if you want to succeed and be happy in both your personal and professional life. Many people feel helpless in the face of the choices that affect their lives. When they belong to a minority group, this happens even more frequently. When you have little control over your circumstances, it is simple to adopt a victim mentality and hold everyone else accountable. Eric Thomas, a motivational speaker, disagrees vehemently. He flips that notion on its head and exhorts you to accept full accountability for your situation. Why? For having independence, success, and overflowing fulfillment are things you owe to yourself. This may seem difficult, so let's phrase it more encouragingly. Your goal is to name yourself the CEO of your life. Spend some time discovering your strengths and using them to achieve your goals. Following this road will help you discover your why, the inherent, intangible aspect of your life that you cherish above all else. Your sense of fulfillment from taking care of your family, finishing a puzzle, adding to knowledge, or helping your community can be your why. Your talent and passion will propel you toward brilliance if they are matched to your purpose. So let's get going. Take charge of your life. Eric Thomas was a troubled young man who had fled his home to escape family stress before becoming a frequent visitor inside NBA locker rooms. Opportunities were scarce when I was young. Slavery and segregation had forced black people into specific communities and occupations. The best that residents in his community could hope for was a position on one of Detroit's auto assembly lines. Yet, Thomas's tale was altered when he took control of his own destiny. Thomas offers the following advice on taking charge of your own life based on his own experience. Get rid of your victim mindset as a first step. You owe nothing to anyone. Playing the victim limits your power to take action. Be willing to accept responsibility for your mistakes. In many ways, your strongest foe can be you. Here are some helpful pointers that expand on this notion and assist you in letting go of victimhood. Own your choices, even your errors, and take responsibility for them. Once you've come to the conclusion that you are in control of your own destiny, establish goals and standards to guide you. Don't be a loose cannon after that. You may pick what sequence of actions you need to take to finish each assignment with the aid of clarity and guidance. Create a framework or a regime and adhere to it religiously. Lastly, once you establish standards, there should be no justification for deviating from them. Finally, check around before concluding that you are by yourself. Identify the people who are invested in your success and ask them for assistance, suggestions, and leads. Accept assistance and rely on the wisdom and experience of compassionate individuals. Don't jump to the conclusion that everyone wants you to fail. The final step in becoming the CEO of your life is letting go of victimhood. You are prepared to don your cape and learn your superpower when you are here. To fulfill your destiny, use your superpower. How do you choose the most crucial instrument you'll need on the road now that your future is in your hands? What is, in other terms, your superpower? Discovering your superpower involves more than just identifying your strengths. It is a dynamic process. So, this is how you locate it. List the activities that give you wings when you perform them. You should feel energized and in the zone when using your superpower. You're drawn to it instinctively and can immerse yourself in it for hours. For instance, Thomas was inspired by the eloquence of famous people like Barbara Walters, James Earl Jones, and Maya Angelou when he was a little boy. He wasn't aware of it at the moment, but he felt inclined to talk. His potential superpower was that. After determining what your superpower might be, it makes sense to use it. Try it out and see where you can get better. Continue to improve your abilities until they consume you. Love what you're doing and begin a personal, day-to-day obsession with your superpower. While this is all progress, it is not sufficient. Everyone can agree that you require more than simply power. To have an impact, you must be able to use it. Finding your why, that core, intangible aspect of your life that you cherish above all else, will help you do this. So, block off the noise and give yourself some time to consider the things that are most important to you. What do you value most in life? Is it your goal to progress your community out of a strong sense of independence, freedom, academic curiosity, family, or a cause? The energy required to enhance your job and advance it will come from knowing what you value and concentrating on it. Finding your superpower has the advantage of organically guiding you toward your goal. Your mission is the area in which you are using your talents and potential to the maximum. Create a strategy and organizational framework that enables you to use your superpower each and every day to achieve this. Discover opportunities to develop your talents, whether through employment or voluntary work. Identify your strengths, identify your areas for development, and look at what others in your sector are doing. You enter the realm of miracles with this kind of laser focus. And in the section after this, we'll discuss that. Place yourself in the realm of miracles. Thomas wasn't there for the money when he agreed to introduce the well-known African-American psychologist Dr. Naim Akbar at a conference. But Murray Edwards and Rodney Patterson noticed the enthusiasm he put into the work and were impressed with his delivery. The Black Male Initiative, a program that supported black men at the predominantly white Michigan State University, was run by the two men. Thomas was hired as a mentor for young black students. He received a fellowship while attending Michigan State, after which he pursued his master's and PhD. So how did this all come about? Although it initially appears to be serendipity, Thomas had been working hard for years and making the most of every chance to show off his talent. He would unexpectedly show up at gatherings and bluff his way into seeing the keynote speaker. He continued to work, study, and meet people even when there was conflict in his personal or professional relationships or when he gave sermons in churches or helped students pass their GED exams. These people later became his business partners, mentors, and collaborators. These folks exposed him to bigger opportunities along the way, and after that he entered the corporate world. Here, a few things stick out. First, he used these free jobs as chances to train and improve his abilities. The performances later evolved into occasions for networking. When the young people he encouraged achieved success, they began inviting him to their locker rooms so that he could speak with their NBA, NFL, and business colleagues. Some even used their own funds to pay Thomas. Teams and businesses started inviting him to speak to them and paying him more after they realized his value. You'll be ready to seize opportunities when you find yourself in the path of miracles if you have unending practice, relationships, and the ability to picture what success looks like. Here, the key idea is that miracles are planned events. As odd as that may appear, they arise from the desire to consistently and deliberately use your gifts up until a point where things begin to happen. You continue to work after that. You enter the realm of miracles by doing that. Make yourself a triple threat. You need to step up your game while you're in the miraculous zone to take advantage of opportunities. You must develop into what Thomas refers to as a triple threat in order to become a powerful force for your beliefs. A professional who possesses the ability to execute and communicate themselves with the utmost clarity is known as a triple threat. How do you grow into one? You must first embrace knowledge. Information is the new currency. Within of you is an ATM machine for knowledge. Returning to school is not always necessary for learning. Learn as much as you can about the ideas, frameworks, and masters of your art. Participate in events, strike up conversations, and use the internet's free resources. Study your family and yourself as well to spot any reoccurring habits that can get in your way. Understanding the language of your profession is one of the most important aspects of education. Each profession has a code. The technical terminology buried in legalese should be understood by lawyers. Finance professionals speak in terminology that are common in their groups. There are specific languages for different professions, communities, and cultures. When you are proficient in their programming, your peers will accept you. Also, they'll be at ease enough to impart new information to you. Are you a novice in an area where the terminology is foreign to you? Do not worry. To translate for you, find translators who are familiar with the coding of your domain. You'll get access to opportunities you didn't even know were there. Not giving up your own distinctive style just because you understand the code. Understand the lingo used in the room and the traits you've inherited from your past, then combine them to create your own expression. Your performance is the second trait that will make you a triple threat. Whatever abilities you have, develop them to the point where others are moved by your excellence. The expression is the third component. Speaking, writing, or any other type of communication eloquence will help you become more accepted. People will want to pay attention to you and comprehend what you're saying. Your proficiency and subject matter mastery will advance you to new domains. Recap: to become a triple threat, acquire new knowledge, excel as a performer, and improve your ability to articulate yourself clearly and proficiently. Make yourself into a company. Thomas approached speaking for money from a place of gratitude when he first started getting paid. He believed he had achieved success when a corporation offered him $140,000 including benefits for 14 engagements annually. He was told to demand more by a mentor. He was shocked to see that individuals were willing to pay. He had changed himself into a company. It's acceptable if not everyone wants to profit from their superpower. Yet even if you were trying to further a cause, you would need to earn at least enough to keep it going. You must approach this with a business-like mindset. What you must do is as follows. Be available first. It means being seen, being noticed, and showing up in the world of today. To conduct business with you, people must be able to discover you. Recall that perception is everything next. Let everyone know who you are and what you stand for. Don't stray from that story. When you live out your mission, the world will perceive you how you wish. Of course, ideal circumstances don't exist. Using the tools you have at hand, begin where you are. As you proceed, the way will become more obvious. When an experiment is successful, dissect it and create models until you have a template. The second piece of advice is to research the options available, assess your value, and customize the solutions to meet your demands. Without having a publishing deal, Thomas and his crew sold 300,000 copies of their books. They carried out this activity utilizing the available mailing services and the trunks of their cars. And last, what you're worth. Keep an eye on the market rate, but be aware of and request your own pricing. Increase your rate as you develop new abilities and experience. There are advantages to being unique. Everyone in the room wants to learn from what you bring to the table because it is new. Take advantage of the right-handed game and becoming the left-handed pitcher. You owe nothing to anyone. You are due. You let go of victimhood and your disadvantages when you take charge of your life. Spend some time identifying your superpower, that one special skill you can develop with practice and devotion. Your purpose will find space as a result of using your expertise. When you work in this field, you can maximize your chances and succeed as a performer who appreciates their worth in society and the marketplace. Knowing your worth, acquiring information, excelling at your craft, and finding your voice will make you a triple threat. At that point, you'll be engaged in a miraculous operation and establish yourself as a successful company. More than anything else, you'll be engaged in rewarding work that improves the lives of everyone you encounter.